And one time I had 6 at one time. That's just
6 women.
6 women.
Now, was that their fantasy or your fantasy?
That was both. Probably mostly mine.
I got to tell you, you're sending me mixed messages. Because on the one hand, you're saying to me, safe sex, responsible sex, what I did was immoral. And even now, as you tell the stories, I mean, you make it sound pretty good.
I'm not sending you mixed messages. That was my life. If you ask me if I had fun, yes, I had fun. Did you reach all your fantasies? Yes, I did. But you paid for it.
And Johnson may have to keep paying. Primetime has learned that a woman filed a lawsuit in Michigan last Friday, charging that he gave her the AIDS virus in June of 1990. Tonight, through his lawyer, Johnson admits having had sexual relations with the woman, but says he doesn't know if he got the virus from her, she got it from him, or neither.
The consequences of fucking around all the time don't get talked about enough. It's very difficult to have purpose in life and to also be gluttonous when it comes to sex.
I agree.
I had no balance in my life. It was very hard to feel any sense of calmness and peace. You got women coming in and out of your apartment.
Right.
You're doing it all the time. You're spending like 5 hours of your day sometimes taking her out to dinner or sleeping with her, and you're like, damn, I didn't put any of that time in my work. It's hard to have any balance. What about my friends and family? They're starting to take a back burner because the hot girl just hit me up on Instagram. It's like the toll it takes on people never gets talked about. So when I see people glorify that, I be telling the people like, do it if you want to do it. But I'm also going to just tell you, it ain't all it's, when everyone talks about it, fucking 3 girls in one day, all that other bullshit, it sounds great on paper. Trust me, when you do it, you won't be thinking I'm a fucking champ. And if you do, you need to reassess your values.
Just to put your dick in different pussies. It's like, it's not that, this is not like the greatest thing in the world that you're aspiring to.
How many times do you raw dog? Yeah, exactly. Now, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I'm so happy I came out of the game clean because I know I probably should have had at least something.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know, I know people who the first time they fucked around, they got herpes. I'm like, God damn.
Me too.
I know somebody's looking out for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not be religious, but there's got to be some higher power. You feel what I'm saying? Because just to come out of it clean, I'm just like, no kids. You know? Think about that. Just having a random sex encounter with somebody and you have a kid with that person, it's like now you're having to raise this child in a confrontational, awkward environment, and you're going to have to live with that your whole life. The consequences of fucking around are so high. And so I'm just grateful that I made it out when I did. But what you're talking about with like just every time you're rolling dice, especially when you're hitting it raw, you know, so I just tell people be careful because sometimes you're gonna catch the wrong one.
Like,
Is it really wrong for an unmarried man to have consenting sex with an unmarried woman, with many women? How do you answer that question?
Well, morally it's wrong. You know, it's easy for me to sit here and say that now, right?
Right.
But, you know, I lived a bachelor's life, a Hollywood life, where a lot of women came my way.
Sex in an elevator?
You know, different women have different fantasies, and you wanted to make sure they reached their fantasies. That was my thing.
But, I mean, you were Magic Johnson.
That's all right. You didn't mind being a daredevil every now and then.
Sex in an office with people next door in the boardroom?
You know, there's always a look about a woman that you can tell something about to happen.
And so what happened?
She gave me that look, and I said, oh, not here. She said, yeah, here. Don't have any panties on, so let's go. But you know, that's the first time I ever had sex and sweating at the same time. My eyes are over here, not on the person I'm having sex with.
I'm sure you've had sex where you're like, why am I here?
oh, yeah, all the time, every week.
And then you start to realize there was no purpose to this other than ego.
Yeah.
Ego, or you just got some inside that's fucking broken. So you whether it's the pills, whether it's drinking, whether it's women, you could fill that void with anything temporarily.
Yeah.
But it's still going to be there. And it just deepens and it becomes more clear because even those things don't become enough. One woman isn't enough. Then you have to have 3. You have to rotation. Keep cycling them out just to avoid whatever fucked up shit you got going on in there. You know, I don't think game is bad. I don't think being comfortable talking to people and women is bad. I think it's a good skill. But moderation needs to also be encouraged. When I see people promoting opulence of any kind, spend as much money as you can, get as many bitches, pop all the pills. It's like you already know where that destructive stuff goes. Even violence. You know, it's like violence has to be tempered. That's why martial artists need balance. That's why they say don't take violence lightly. Martial artists, the people who are the best at it, tell you about discipline. How can you call yourself a proud man, an alpha man, or whatever, but you lack discipline in life? You're just out here fucking left, right, and center, fucking up with your bag, fucking the wrong employees, fucking the wrong bosses, fucking the wrong contractors, because you can't control your dick. How are you going to be successful in life? You're going to fuck up every opportunity. You're going to fuck up every single opportunity. Guys who don't know how to control themselves are liabilities. And this is not even like just on a business tip. It's also on a personality tip. We all know dudes will do anything for pussy. Do they make for good friends? You want a friend who's going to drop you and miss things that are important in your life because they want to go bang some broad? Like, what kind of ethics do you have where you're going to take a temporary little small experience over something profound that's happening? But people do it every day. I see guys like that all the time. I'm like, I don't even want you in my circle. I don't want to know you. So that's why I always find it very cringe when I see dudes who just constantly promote opulence and these fake lifestyles. I'm like, bruv, you're not teaching these young men things that are going to make them content in life, that are going to make them feel connected to people around them.
But it'll get you on the hamster wheel of always wanting more and feeling like you need more. And those are good consumers. Those are good people to buy stuff.
Great clients. Yeah. The best clients. But that doesn't mean that they shape them into good men.
Sex with several women at the same time.
Yeah. Like I said, women have different fantasies. Some want to be with 2, 3 at a time. You know, one time I had 6 at one time. That's just
6 women.
6 women.
Now, was that their fantasy or your fantasy?
That was both.
I've served under some of the best people. I've worked under great human beings.
Yeah.
Great human beings. And you know what they all had in common? They had to lead disciplined lives. Maybe they had a vice here and there, but they try to temper it as much as possible because it got in the way of their purpose.